Here you are.
Okay, hi everybody. I am here today to do a really quick and very simple demo about how to do a simple strip frame on either a canvas or a panel. You'll need a few things. You'll need a finished painting, one that you have done a very simple clear coat on, or a retouch varnish. One or two coats would be great on that, just to make sure that the surface is dry and consistent. You'll need lengths of what we call lattice or lath. It'll probably be dubbed lattice at your local hardware store. It's about 2 inches wide and about 1/4 of an inch thick. You can find that pretty much anywhere. It might be in the garden section or the trim section. You'll need a hammer. You'll need some finish nails, and we use finish nails because the head is not a large flat head. It's a small pin head, which is very easy to countersink and to hide. But we're not going to work on that today. What I've done is I've cut the strips to be lengths that are just ever so slightly longer than my actual painting, and I've just used a simple handsaw for that. Most of you have that in your shed. You want to make sure to get any residual stickers off, and I forgot that one. I'll not worry about that. And what you want to do is very simply, ensuring that your edges are covered, is, if you could get a little bit closer here, you want to make sure that your edge is flush to start. You'll notice I have what's called a Japanese saw. It's a flexible saw that I can buy for about $10 on Amazon or at any Home Depot or Lowe's. So the very first thing I'm going to do is every 6 inches or so, I'm gonna pound in a nail, and I'm gonna make this flush with the edge, but I'm going to use it on the ground instead. So I just set it up using my finger as the sort of edge there to dictate where it ends and where it begins. And I make sure, and this is not the thickest wood, so it does split. There may be some loss, but very slowly I'll just pound in a nail every 6 inches or so. Now, really this is a very small painting, and so I really only need 2. And I'll try to distance them out to be exactly the same length from the edge, so at least it's very consistent. Pound that flush, and then work on my next side. And my next side, I'll have to sand that up, will butt right up against that, very simply. I'll pound that in before I cut it. Holding that taut, I'll get the next one on there, right up to the edge there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the painting around, and I'm a right-hander, and so I'm going to cut away from my body. I don't ever cut towards my body. And you'll notice that the Japanese saw is serrated on one side and not on the other, and again, flexible. And so what I'm going to do is very slowly support my edge while cutting this flush. And it'll take a little bit, maybe 30 seconds or so, to get this situated. And it'll be a fairly flush cut. I can trim it up and sand it down when I'm done, and then I'm ready for the next piece. And I'll do that all the way around until I complete the edges. All right, and once that's done, you're going to want to sand it up. Any little stains. So at the end, I'm going to make sure to get any little mars. You might have some nicks You might have some scratches, but you can get that off with a gradation of sandpaper, moving from heavy grit to lower grit, which most of you should have. You round off your edges a little bit. And then you have a work that can be not necessarily hung by the frame, but hung by the actual support. So it's a pretty simple, very, very economical alternative to frame, especially student grade works, but a lot of professional artists use this as well. Just make sure it's dust-free. I like to go without a stain, but if you want to do a stain, you obviously have to stain it and make sure that it's dry before you apply it. That is how you frame an artwork. Thank you.